viewers, and welcome to our top-notch education consultancy programs. We are here today again to discuss issues that touch on the play The Samaritan. With me here are two analysts. These are analysts that you're now aware of because they have been part of what we do here. So on my right is Mr. Akoth. Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to our studio. Yeah. And Madam Oli, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to our studio. And briefly, can you just tell us the plot, just a brief plot of what happens in Act 2, Scene 1, Madam Oli?
Thank you, sir. So, hello viewers, this is Molly has been told. So Act 2, Scene 1 of the Samaritan. Act 2 begins with a lot of tension and fear from the students. You know, after the mayor had come to launch the Samaritan app, and then he fails. Then
so these students, Alvita and Montano?
Alvita and Montano.
Okay.
So it begins with a lot of fear and terror. So the two students fear for the life of their teacher, that is teacher Nicole. So because they love this teacher so much, so when the act begins, so these students come to the teacher already terrified. There are a lot of worries. They think that they should abolish the app.
Okay.
Because if it is going to interfere or to bring something terrible on their teacher, then they better do away with it.
So what is Madame Nicole's position on that?
Madame Nicole is one of the characters who has a very firm stand. So when the students come to her terrified, he calms them down and then tells them, no, we have to stand our ground. So the Samaritan app is here to stay. So the leaders are the ones who are supposed to do things right. So
thank you very much, Madam Oli, for that brief plot. Then let's get to Mr. Akoth.
Yes.
Now, there is also the second bit. That is Scene 2.
Yeah, Scene 2.
What does it capture?
Actually, maybe if I pick it from there,
yes.
You see, Scene 1 ends when teacher Nicole receives a call from Madame Marine, that is the principal.
Yes.
That she needs her in her office. So Scene 2 begins when Nicole arrives at Narine's office, and then she's informed by the principal that the mayor had called and he was on his way coming to see Nicole.
At the school?
Yeah, at the school.
Okay.
So Narine tells Nicole that she's tired of the inconveniences and promises Nicole to do something, and she says she would never want to be part of any problem that may be caused by the app. Okay. But then we see as they still talk, the mayor comes in.
Okay.
And then Madame Narine makes it clear. Actually, when the mayor comes in, he first inquires if the school had done a follow-up on as far as cleaning the app is concerned. But Nicole tells her, Narine tells her that everything is beyond their control.
So where is it now?
It has been taken over by the Ministry of Education.
Okay.
So they could not do anything. And you see, Narine distances herself from anything involving the app and tells the mayor point blank that I'm not going to be to take any part. And I'm also not going to attend this meeting.
So it looks like Madame Narine has disowned teacher Nicole. Actually. Okay, that is a very good brief plot. And now we want to get into the details of the text now. Yeah. And I believe that Madame Oli, you are ready maybe to take us through the thematic areas, the issues that are coming out very clearly when it comes to Act 2, Scene 1 and Scene 2. And probably it's got how many scenes?
3.
Up to Scene 3.
Yeah.
So that is what we want to capture. Now in terms of issues, what are these issues?
So issues, we are going to look at the issues running across Act 2. Yes. So issues, they are also called themes. These are the central unifying ideas in the book.
Yes.
So just from the very beginning, we get the theme or the issue of fear. So as the students come, it is the following morning at around 8 at Sagrada Secondary School. So Alvita and Montano comes to their teacher Nicole. They are very worried about their teacher because they love this teacher. She has been their pillar. Remember, she is the one who has aided these students to
as a teacher of innovation and ethics.
The innovation and the ethics teacher. So she has been their strength and pillar in the school as far as the development of the Samaritan app is concerned. So there is a fear. So Nicole reminds them that the parable of the Good Samaritan. Remember the parable of the Good Samaritan?
Yes.
So Alvita says that the app will not help as the leaders will not allow it. So remember, earlier on they had Mayor Mosi threatening Teacher Nicole.
Yes.
So they say that maybe the app will not help so much because all the leaders of the municipal are against the app.
So they are now living in fear.
They are living in fear.
And anxiously, maybe thinking that probably it's going to be dangerous to Madam Nicole.
So, but I like the character Nicole. So when the student come to her terrified, Nicole assures them that the Samaritan will change the history of the municipality. So Montano says that Nicole might be in danger. Nicole advises the students to stand firm. So with her, she's not giving up. She's not going to give up on the issue of the Samaritan because she knows there's the Samaritan
despite all the threats
in the Bible.
Yes.
The Samaritan app is going to be the only solution to the people of municipal. So it is the app that is going to expose all the rot that is happening in the municipal. So to Teacher Nicole, the students should stand firm, and someday they are going to get there.
That is very good. So one of the areas that we need to discuss is the issue of fear. And how actually it affects these two students. That is Montano and Alvita. Now, Mwalimu,
yes,
we want also you come in, you integrate the styles that are actually visible within what Madam Muli has
Madam has really talked about a style that I had planned to talk about.
Yes,
she just mentioned it, that is a biblical allusion.
Oh, biblical allusion. But she didn't mention?
It was just a mere mention of it. So, you see, when the students go to Madam Nicole,
yes,
just to calm down their fear, she gives them a story about the Samaritan. Actually, that is a biblical allusion. She's impressed by the title the two students had given to their application. And then we see she gives out the story about the Samaritan, who had this guy who had been robbed and beaten and left by roadsides. And then we see a priest comes in, a Levite comes in, and then they all fail to assist this woman. Actually, they were thought to be godly.
Yes.
And then they failed to assist this woman. This person who had been robbed. So the third person comes in who was not concerned with anything about God or any other thing. And then this is the person who now helps. Yeah, so she brings out this to explain to the students that their help, the people's or the citizens' help must not come from the leaders.
Will probably now come from this app that the students have come up with.
Yeah, so she tells them that it is you people, help can come from the least expected people. Like we are suffering in Maracas municipality, and you are the people who are out to assist us. So you can be the Samaritan.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah, so it's even simile because they just like that kind of comparison and whatever.
Oh, that is great. So we've talked about fear, and you have also brought in the style of biblical allusion.
And now, maybe just I'm forgetting another form of biblical allusion.
Yes.
There's this part where Moses is talking about justice. Jordan, and he tells he actually uses a lot of similes. He hawks justice like cabbages. He talks about something and says, you see these judges, they are very bad people, and that is why the Son of Man cast them. You remember when Jesus was cast before the Pilate letters, and he was so he cast the judges. So that is another form of
biblical allusion.
Yeah,
I think that one comes out very clearly.
Yeah.
Then let's get back to Madam Molly about the themes. We have talked about fear now.
Yeah.
What is the second?
So the second issue that I want to discuss that we see clearly in the act is the theme of determination and resilience.
Oh, okay.
So it is also conspicuously discussed in the act. So determination and resilience, we see it majorly on Teacher Nicole, the noble teacher. So Nicole insists that the mayor cannot make her chicken out by stopping the Samaritan app. So she has vowed that no matter what, the Samaritan app is there to stay.
So she's determined and resilient.
She's very resilient. So we see what she goes through.
Despite all that, she still stands her ground.
Despite the blackmail, despite the threat, she still stands her ground that the Samaritan Samaritan app is the only hope that the Maracas people has.
Yes.
So to continue, sometimes it is good. So she advises the student that sometimes it is good to stand out. So in life we have to strive to stand out at times for a better tomorrow for all of us. So that is, if you read that 52, you will get Nicole's advice to the student.
And resilience that is coming from Nicole.
Yeah, so he advises the student to stand firm. They should demand that the leaders do things right. So when you read the book, you can see all the tribulations that teacher Nicole goes through, all the threats from Inspector General of Police, Inspector Bembe, what he does to Nicole. Though in spite of all that, she still stands firm. Yeah.
I think that is great.
Yeah.
So we realize that Nicole is resilient, she's also determined, and that one brings out the theme of determination, at the same time the theme of resilience. Now let's get back to Mwalimu, Mr. Akoth.
Yes.
What other styles can you talk about here?
Yeah, maybe again another conspicuous style that we can see is hyperbole.
Yes.
Exaggerations. You see when Mosi comes in and then he wants to prove a point to Nicole that he's clean. So what does he do? He goes ahead blaming the rest and actually painting them very
negatively. Yes.
Yeah. You see, when he picks, he is very smart. He picks on each and every individual just to make himself. So he uses a lot of exaggerations. Maybe to begin with, when he picks on Ted, he says a lot of things. Like to prove a point that Ted is
the wrong
corrupt.
person.
Yeah. First, he begins with the corruption. That this is somebody who cannot do anything. You remember one time he ate a whole hospital.
So how does a human being eat a whole hospital?
It doesn't make sense.
Simply trying to exaggerate
How
the
much
fact
maybe
that,
this person misappropriated the money and whatever. And then he also wants to bring out the dark side of Ted. That person is an evil. How? He first calls him a bat doesn't see. So he says he's blind, he's so blind. And then he makes it further by saying he's a duck operating in darkness. Look at how dark it can be now. A duck operating in a bat operating in a darkness.
Yeah, it can also be an iteration there, but sometimes but we don't like talking about the sound patterns in a play. But again, when it could have been used in a poem, could have said there is that alliteration. So you are saying that the description of these people actually is hyperbole.
Yeah, you just look at how dark it is. If, you cannot see during the day. What about when it is dark again at night? So then, and then he also says that he also describes his lack of knowledge that he must have dropped when he stepped into a kindergarten. Look at, and you know that is an official in his council. He also says this guy stinks, and when he gets into the chambers, you would think it is a brewery surely.
So is there some level of simile also? Like when he compares them to a brewery, that kind of thing? So it brings out also the simile, even within that hyperbole.
And even the bat issue. He is blind as a bat.
So there is also simile coming in. I think that is great, and we want to appreciate that. Let's get to Madam Oli, probably to give us the very last or the second last thing.
So just to tie it up with what my colleague has discussed, so let me discuss the theme of hypocrisy and pretense, and this is majorly seen in the mayor. So when he goes to Sagrada School, he meets teacher Nicole. So look at the way he talks about his colleagues. We are made, or he wants us to see him as if he's very clean.
Very clean.
He's very clean.
Other guys
he talks bad and exposes his colleagues or his cronies so badly. But so yet he's at the center of it all. So remember, he's the mayor. So all these things, all these corruption deals, or whether somebody is corrupt or not, he's at the center of it.
And the backstop.
He is at the center of it. So he knows, for example, let's take Ted. He knows, for example, that Ted is corrupt, but he still goes ahead to give him campaign money. So who puts Ted, a corrupt man, in the office? It is the mayor.
It is the
mayor.
mayor.
He cannot come and tell Teacher Nicole that he has pure intention for the people.
And these are the people, the wrong people.
That is hypocrisy of the highest degree. That the mayor wants us to pretend as if he himself is clean. So again we take Basdeo. Basdeo is the opposition chief. So what is the work of opposition chief? So he's supposed to keep the government in check.
Yeah.
But when you look at the character Basdeo closely, he again has some hidden intention of becoming the mayor of the deputy mayor.
So he's all this thing that he's doing is just to make sure
and that
he
is
takes
why
over
the other rebel group find it so easy to use it to work against the mayor. So that is hypocrisy. So look at how it talks about it. I hope he is sick and I hope he dies soon.
That is the highest level of hypocrisy.
Yeah.
So that is good. Any other style?
I had some other style to see. We see maybe there is description, you see irony, we see simile, and maybe on irony and simile, we see irony when in the Samaritan.
Yes.
Yeah, you see you're almost dying by roadside, and then we expect when you see when you're almost dying and a Christian is coming,
so you would expect
a whole priest.
You'd expect some help.
Yeah, you will see some oxygen on your way, and then you see this guy neglects you.
But that is not what happens.
Yeah. But in the Samaritan, the priest came along. Instead of helping this person, the priest decided to go away. Actually, we never expected the priest to abandon. And even the elected leaders.
Yes.
Yeah, Nicole is bringing in the issue of Samaritan just to express the behavior of the leaders. The people are suffering. She says we are robbed and beaten. And then instead of the elected leaders coming for our aid, they also neglect them. We also see
so that is irony.
Irony.
Okay.
We also see similes in so many areas when the rebel group is discussing on how other things happened. The coup, when Morsi and his group had attacked them.
Yes.
You see when Samaritan at his age whistled past Seima. He said, you are running. I never thought you were running at a very high speed that I never even thought you would come to a stop. Actually, that is a hyperbole, but it brings in a simile that you whizzed past me like an express train. That is a simile. And then
that is great.
Yeah, we also see Morsi talking about Ramadai's corrupt nature when he was tasked to given contract to make some roads.
Okay.
So he did it so poorly that he says the roads in the municipal area looks like a neglected battlefield. That is a road.
So that is a case of simile, trying to compare so that we get the idea of how bad the roads are.
He also says Justice Jaden hawks justice like cabbages. That is another.
So those are examples of simile.
Yeah.
So thank you for those many stylistic devices that you brought out. Madam Oli, is there any other style?
Maybe yes, to wind up, because of time, we have the theme of violence or hooliganism.
Yes.
There you can see the mayor sends the hooligans to disrupt the meeting at the chamber so that these leaders cannot pass a vote of no confidence on him. So Sam admits that the hooligans were very brutal. He had to literally draw a gun to scare them away. So again, we have the theme of blackmail. So this is majorly seen on the part of Mayor and Teacher Nicole. So remember, he tells Teacher Nicole that if you are not going to do that, you will discover why I'm called Honorable Morsi or Tunya. That is the smoke that thunders. So if you read page 73, you'll get that. Then we also have the theme of love and devotion. It purely falls on the part of the students and the Teacher Nicole.
The way they like the teacher.
So Alvita and Montano are loyal to their teacher and concerned about her well-being, and that is why when they find out that the Samaritan app may not augur well with the life of the teacher, they run to her so that she abolish the app. Then we have the role.
So that brings out the idea of love and devotion towards their teacher.
And remember, they say that even if their teacher gets transferred to another school, they are going to follow her.
Oh, that is great.
There. So that is a great love and devotion to their teacher. Then we have the role of the youth in the society. So what is the role of the youth in the society? Remember, Alvita and Montano, they're just small children. So Alvita and Montano create the Samaritan app, so which is good platform to put on the spotlight of the rogue leaders of what is happening. Then to wind up, I also looked at the theme of hope, strong optimism. So Nicola assured the students not to worry. She is sure,
optimistic that things will get better.
She is very sure that if they stand firm, they stand their ground, then they are going to heal something at the end of it all. They are going to be successful, and indeed we see them successful at the end of the
whole thing.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, our viewers. viewers, you've seen Mwalimu Akoth has done his bit and very good. He's actually brought out those styles coming out, and we hope that this kind of work will help you with your students out there. Madam Molly here has also brought in a lot in terms of the themes, and now you understand what happens in Act 2, Scene 1, Scene 2, and Scene 3. We want to invite you and ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Madam Molly, your parting shots to our viewers?
My parting shot is just to thank the viewers for always supporting us. I still urge you to continue watching our content, and please subscribe.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Teacher Akoth.
I would just say maybe to our dear or esteemed viewers, we have a lot for you.
Yes.
Actually, we are just giving highlights of what is there.
Mm.
So follow us and you will get more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And may God bless all of you.